Okay, so Mo was breaking it down for us, and before we went to break. So Mo, you want to go ahead and finish up and finish your thought?
Okay. So here's my thought. I just didn't understand how you had seen or met his child. That right there, that just threw me off. But more importantly, that $175 for that divorce. Y'all been together over a year. So, and he's giving you money, but you said you plead the fifth on how much money he's giving you. So has he given you at least $175? Because the divorce attorneys here in DFW only charge $175 to start the paperwork. If there are no houses involved, if there's no custody battles involved, then you walk in and walk out $175, and 60 days later, takes 30 days for the paperwork, 30 more days for it to be filed. You're good.
All right. Well, that I did not know, and I know that. So right, I'm glad for the info.
So when we bring you back as an update, you should have paperwork showing filed in Dallas County stating that you are divorced. Yeah. Because after you have sexual intercourse with somebody for 6 months.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
maybe we both with it.
See, after having sexual intercourse with somebody for 6 months and they ain't never been to their house, he's having sexual intercourse with other folk.
Yeah. And then to you remember we were talking a little bit. I asked you, how did how did your husband feel about this? And does he have any kind of anything to say at this point, or is it like just completely done?
Well, okay, when he actually found out, I guess by going through my phone. Because I would lay my phone in a certain spot at home.
That means you wanted to get caught.
And he just so happened.
I've done it before.
Yeah, because I was at that point where I did not care.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. He got my phone, I guess, and went through it and saw some of the text messages or whatever. Came back on a Sunday morning. I was asleep and proceeded to punch me by waking me up repeatedly. So, yeah.
Did you call the cops?
Yes, that was done.
Wait, you called the cops on him because he punched you because you were been cheating on him? I don't understand.
Well, I mean, I don't condone.
Well, see, it wasn't. He didn't go to jail for the cheating. But he went for, putting his hands on me because I told him, you didn't have to do that.
Right. Yeah,
you could have questioned me, and I could have answered your questions.
Right.
But you couldn't have had another man's dick in you. This could be possibly it's attempted murder, y'all. She's been tested. He ain't been tested. She's still been having sex, or some kind of bodily fluids been exchanged. I'm sorry, y'all gotta look at this. See, you just looking at it was assault. You've been assaulting me every time you lie, and you dicking somebody else and then coming back to me.
Word. That's true.
It's a 10-year span. It's in your body, dude.
Yep.
So and
y'all got y'all assault, all right.
And then not only one thing that I want to just address would be. But while I'm talking again, you can join us in the conversation 214-717-4827 if you have any comments, questions, or if you want to holler at Miss Too Sweet. You're on your own if you have any questions. So the thing is that I want to say to you would be I feel where you're coming from. The only thing that I just really want you to be able to do, in addition to finding your own happiness, is that I want you to be able to understand that sometimes in our own lives that we may get bit in the ass for certain things that we've done.
Right.
And so I want you to just, keep in mind that even if this was, let's just say that, it may not even work out. Always keep your mind and your heart open to love, and always know and deserve, know that you deserve the absolute best. Like I told you, I think you're a beautiful woman. I think that you are a person that deserves to have your own man. I believe that, and not Bo Swag is coming from a perspective, of not just old school, not just old school, but
former side piece.
I would say former side piece.
Who's not married? And who I know the deal. That's why I say you don't fuck nobody 6 months and not go to their house and think that they okay. Now they stay homeless.
But what if you screw somebody in their house at 6 months?
It shouldn't take.
We didn't want to disrespect. We did not want to.
Wait a minute.
talking about me.
Did you just say you didn't want to disrespect
We
the house
didn't
by
wanna
screwing
go-
in
we
it, but
didn't
you
wanna go that
disrespected
far.
But you disrespected the marriage vows, but you didn't want to disrespect his house.
Well,
by
see,
screwing
as
in
far
it.
as we was concerned, we had, had them made up in our minds
That the vows.
that was,
Just like
Yeah.
when you got married,
uh-huh.
when you've made up in your mind you done with that relationship, it's time to put it into action. Go ahead and
I
get that
understand
divorce.
that. I know that.
So at that point, if you made it up in your mind, then you need to make it actual, not just keep it mental. So if you made it up in your mind that you done, be actually done. So to me,
Disrespect the house by
Yeah.
screwing in it. No,
forget the house.
Forget the house.
It's the vows you disrespected.
Because when
So-
it comes down to it, I'm sorry, Hendra. When it comes down to it, the fault of this relationship or lack thereof, because it ain't a real. You know why it ain't a relationship? Because it ain't real. Now the fault of it is with the man. One, he's had a household. Two, he knew what he was doing. Three, you and the wife are being disrespected, and he doesn't care about either one. The only one he cares about is
It's
himself.
Exactly.
So he's screwing other folk. I know this for a fact because men, it has nothing to do with her lack of communication. If she's not pretty enough, it has nothing to do with if you're prettier than her. It has to do with his weakness. You got to look and reach back and meet his people to find out how screwed up he is. Because anytime a man is a is a cheater habitually, he has issues. He has issues with his father, or lack thereof. He has issues with his mother. He had issues growing up. There's something lacking in him because he's trying to get any and everybody to pour in him, Kevin Hart. He's trying to get any and everybody to pour in him.
But see,
And the reason he does that is because it's not the women, it's him.
And that's, to me, that's what the commonality of most cheaters is. It's that you're unfulfilled.
Right.
And instead of you turning that camera on yourself or that lens on yourself and fixing yourself, you'll externalize it so you don't have to deal with what's internal. So when you do that, you hurt more people. And I know, me personally, I've never cheated on a woman, but I've been the one they cheated with.
But you also made it. You wanted them to cheat on you. You remember you said that?
You know what?
I wasn't supposed to remember that.
You were not supposed to remember that.
No, what I said was when they cheated, it made it easier for me to move on. Not that I wanted them to cheat, but it made it easier for me to move on. But that's the thing. You got to respect yourself. And at the end of the day, you have to have that self-respect.
Yes.
He's disrespected you. He's disrespected your marriage. You disrespected your marriage, his marriage. Stop all the disrespecting and just look at yourself and try to internalize and figure out what's going on with you and why you put yourself in that
But you're
situation.
better than that.
That's why I was
And-
going.
He don't deserve you. He don't deserve you, and he don't deserve his wife.
Right. Yes, I understand all of this completely and has told this man this.
But you're still there. But he still got
No,
you
we-
yesterday.
we-
Remember?
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
did-
Yeah.
y'all did-
Yeah.
Less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
Less than 24. So what about you and your husband after that assault charge?
Well,
And he went to jail, right?
yeah, he went to jail.
So that means, was that a misdemeanor? Because
Yeah. This is
okay,
me.
because I'm worried because now that's gonna mess up his
Yeah, I was
ability
worried
to
too.
find another job.
I was worried too.
Yeah,
No, I mean, but why worry about him if you're not gonna wake me up punching me?
you're not
That
gonna have
was-
sexual
that-
intercourse with other people and almost kill.
And see,
That's
that's
true.
that's
I mean,
the
I
strength
get that. But you're not gonna wake me. But I mean, because
Wait a
I mean,
minute,
'cause
wait a
I-
minute. Quick cue. Hold on. Has he ever put his hands on you before? See,
It's been a while, but yeah.
No.
See, see, that ain't no real man at all.
Yeah.
And see, and
Well, you should've known what he was
essence,
gonna
I
do.
don't blame you leaving.
right?
You know, I don't blame you doing whatever.
But
First of
you
all,
need to
it's-
leave though. So you made it up in your mind.
Right.
So everything boils off of this one fact.
Right.
You should have left a long time ago.
Right. Yeah, and that
It's
before
done
you
over.
the side piece, right?
Yeah. Before you, but any of that happened.
Oh.
So it's time to move on.
Hendrix, hold up. Did he hit you while y'all were dating before you got married? Oh hell, did you like it?
No.
You loved it.
No.
Yeah.
If y'all women
Like I
who get
said,
abused,
when you
why
got kids, when you have kids with each other, you
I mean, you know,
I don't know
guess
how
maybe,
everybody else thinks.
I mean, I guess
I don't know how everybody else thinks, but my mindset was, look, maybe I need to think about put their needs before my own. Now I understand, okay, the hitting thing,
Yeah.
that wasn't an everyday thing. That wasn't an everyday occurrence.
It don't need to be. It happened once.
Right.
Once is too
Right.
much.
Yeah.
Right. But like I said, that it happened, and he went to jail for it happening, and I guess it's over and done with. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You
It's
know?
on his record.
I don't know if it's on his record or not. I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure of that.
Yeah,
It's on his
it's on his record. It's on his
But
record.
that's on him though, because like I said, you could have just questioned me. You could have just asked, "What is this?" You don't ask the question and then hit the person too.
But here's the
You
thing,
don't do
though. The most men that abuse women or hit women, however you want to phrase it, they have a lack of communication. They're not able to communicate, and that's where the violence comes out. So because they have a lack of communication and they cannot communicate their frustration.
Hence another reason why my ex gonna tear it down.
But again,
175.
Yeah.
if you were really, see, you kind of playing both sides, and that's where, you know, I have an issue, because if that was the case, just like when you decided to be with this other man, knowing he was married, even after you found out he was married, knowing you was married, you overcome those hurdles. So here's the thing: you have to get to the point where now you're gonna be serious, and that you can't be serious about anybody else until you're serious about yourself.
Has this other man hit you?
Okay.
And then too, one thing that I just have to just be honest, just kind of, you know, I just think that men that hit their women, and yes, I'm talking to all the fellas out there that's listening.
Right.
Men that hit their women have no control over their own lives. That is the problem. The problem is that anytime that someone loses control to put their hands on you to try to prove a point or to get over to you what they're trying to get you to understand,
Right.
they do not have any respect. They don't have any control over their lives, and not only that, they may need to go ahead and see somebody. Because I was always taught, my father wasn't around in my life, never ever. But my uncles taught me, you do not put your hands on one.
Right.
You know, you swallow it, you turn around,
Right.
and you walk the hell off. That's what you do. And then not only that, I know me and my swag, you know, we don't usually bump heads a lot, but I know we're gonna bump heads, you know, when I say this. You know, I know we're gonna bump heads on this. You know, the thing is that I am just with you when, you know, I think that a lot of this, and don't get me wrong, I'm not excluding nobody else's as far as their fault is concerned like that, because I think that whatever choice we make, we are 50-50 in our choices.
Okay.
We're 50-50 on how we make our choices. My problem is that if you are a married man, if you have taken vows before the church, before the mosque, whatever religion, whatever you got going on, if you take those vows, it is important for a man to love his wife in order for her to continue to love him.
Right.
And if you want to go biblically, the woman was never in the place where she had or was commanded or even required to love a man. It was always the man should leave his house and cleave to his wife.
Right.
That is what's going on. And so as a man myself, you know, I can understand, you know, why some women act the way that they do. Because as a man, we are supposed to be the trendsetter.
Right.
We're supposed to set the tone for our home. We're supposed to have, you know, different ways of looking at our relationships, keeping them fresh. Yes, I know relationships, people say 50-50. That's a lie. Relationships 100-100. Your 100 may be different than mine, but as long as I'm giving you the best that I got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is that we have to learn how to accept the love that people are able to give.
Right.
You know, and if you cannot be in a place where your love is appreciated and accept it. I don't give a shit who he is. He has no business putting his hand to you. You know, and if and you know, I've just been knowing you a little while. But if I was there, he'd have a pipe upside his damn head, and that's just the truth. A rusty pipe, you know. And my thing is that, you know, and then, and, you know, I'm just saying that, you know, and there is no excuse. I'm not making any excuses.
Right.
I'm just saying that sometimes we have to be able to not only just vent our frustrations, but handle our problems differently. The only thing I would say to you as a woman,
And
you
that is
know,
what I do. I handle my problems differently.
right, and as a woman, I just would encourage you, just, you know, not only to, just like I was telling you the other day, you know, not to just, you know, stay, you know, in communication with your daughters, but I would want you to just say, you know what, don't make this fucking mistake like me.
Oh yes, I
You
tell
know what
them
I'm
all the
saying?
time.
You know, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't do to me. You know, if I ever had a chance, I'll tell them, don't be like me. You know what I'm saying?
A lot. That's what I tell my daughters all the time. I don't want you to be nothing like your mother. I want you to be better.
Better than me.
That's what I tell them.
Absolutely.
And they will vouch for that. They will tell you that.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what. Now, Miss Too Sweet is here with us, and I guess she's gonna stay with us for a little bit or whatever. We gonna switch gears real quick, and we gonna talk to my boy Hendrix before we go on break. Now, my boy Hendrix. For those of y'all watching, my boy Hendrix just experienced a nice date.
Yeah.
And so I want him to tell us about his date before we go to break. How was your day, first of all? Now, most swag already got it out the way.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the case it is, that she was already African American.
Yeah.
So we have that part established.
We established that part.
So tell us about your day, man. Tell us
It was
about your day.
cool. Nice young lady. We went to Top Golf, so it was cool.
Oh yeah. How
Okay.
how
I like Top
I
Golf.
can't drink.
How did she say the drinks were?
She doesn't drink.
Very good.
Okay.
That's what I was
Wow.
She
Okay.
doesn't
That's what I was
drink.
trying to see. Okay,
Yeah.
what else? Now.
Yeah, so we had fun. We played a couple of rounds. Had something to eat. Lasted about 4.5 hours.
Can she golf?
No,
Good.
but I can't either. But
Oh,
it
I
was
knew that
fun.
because you knew what a natatorium was. So now
Goddamn.
getting back to this. Getting back to this. So okay, so the date lasted 4.5 hours.
Yeah, about 4.5
Was
hours.
it a blind date?
Yeah.
You know
Blind
what?
date,
I'm getting
okay.
excited for you. I really am. So the conversation lasted.
Yeah. Conversation lasted quite a bit.
Okay, what's the but?
No.
There's no but. There's no comma but.
No, but I think he's doing good now.
He's doing good? Okay.
I'm worried. So, what is her passion? What does she do in life?
Okay, two different things. Here we go.
Oh, okay. All right.
So her current career, she's in the aviation industry. I'm not gonna be particular.
Oh, very good.
She's in the aviation. She likes what she does, but it's not her passion. She's doing this to build what she's passionate about.
So we got
And what's
flight
she
benefits.
passionate
Can
about?
we get some flight benefits? That's all I want to know.
Get a buddy pass.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen, I'm trying to go back to Southwest right now. Don't play with it.
Yeah, but no, she's passionate about kids. Doesn't have any kids.
Right.
Doesn't have any kids. She's very passionate about
Does
kids.
she have to have them biologically, or can she just adopt them?
She's open.
That's what I'm talking
Okay.
about. That's
She's
what I'm talking
open.
about.
Okay. So what's her passion?
Kids.
Kids, what she want to do?
Like with kids, she wants to make sure that they understand that just because you're in a situation, you're in, poverty streak or whatever.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't mean that you have to continue that cycle.
Okay.
So she's trying to find a way to build up and mentor kids in different areas.
Now, Mo Swag asked you last week about asking about her mom, or is her dad?
Her dad.
Her dad. Okay, so did you do
You know
that?
what? Here's the funny part. It came up just in casual conversation.
That's
We got
right.
we got to conversing about families and all that. So it just came up. It wasn't like, hey, what about this, or hey, what about that? And it just kind of flowed. And it was
Cool.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. What did she say?
Well, actually, she didn't. Her relationship with her mother and father were not the best. But she doesn't. She sees why the relationships weren't great. and then she explained to me what she thought and how she wanted to make it different with her kids.
And she respects that. And she was negative with the connotations regarding
not at
them.
all.
And then I'm good with that. Okay. So I got my girl. I'm going back. It's gonna be a wedding. Okay, because that's my only part of the open-ended questions where that's how you get to know someone. It's not gonna take you 24 months. It's not a car lease.
You know
It's not
what?
gonna take you 24 months.
Here's the funny part. You talk about 24 months. She's in full agreement with 24 months.
You know
Okay,
why?
but let me-
Oh, you know why she's in agreement? Because you said that she's gonna agree.
No. I asked her how long do you feel like it'll take a relationship to before you can actually be serious and say I could be married to this person.
How much younger is she than you?
3 years.
Oh, she got 24
Okay.
months.
Okay,
So
I was
she's
just
like
about
3
to
years
ask that
younger.
question. How
So
old is she?
Yeah.
her thing is she's like, well, because of the previous guy she dated, she found out, that they weren't monogamous on his end. She was being monogamous, but anyway, but
Another big word from the culture.
But anyway, but no, she good people though. So far she was in full understanding, and her time frame was roughly about the same as mine. So it's good.
Good. So 24 months in girl speak is really 12 months. Just letting you know.
Oh,
Pretty much.
Just
I
letting
didn't
you
know that.
But that's okay.
But you learn something new every day.
I'm impressed. I'm very happy.
So does she go to church anywhere? Where she go to church at?
She does not actually have a quote
Church
unquote
home.
church home.
That's good. Okay.
But her thing is because of her career, a lot of the time she streams, but she doesn't actually have a church home.
So did she
Okay.
ask about the book? Did you ask about the book of Job and book of Ruth? Because he didn't. Because he didn't listen to me. Because evidently I don't know what I'm talking about.
Actually,
What'd you do? Give me all this.
conversations came up naturally. Conversations came up naturally, so there was no need to ask. So
What did she
these
say about
things
Job?
flow.
What she say about Job?
Her whole perspective is she can follow a man that shows her by his actions that he can lead.
Okay, that's
but
right. That's
once she can't follow and understand his actions, she's like, well, even if I don't understand, can you explain? And
Right.
if you can explain, then okay, I'm okay.
We got a wedding.
Yeah.
I guess we gonna go to a wedding.
We gonna get married.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Y'all getting your hopes all over. We just
Y'all just chilling.
Yeah, we just
Oh,
chilling.
Y'all just chilling right now.
You know what? That's true. Cause my date with my husband was a blind date, and it lasted 4.5 hours, and we went to Dave and Buster's, and then we got in the car and we started driving around Houston because we didn't want the conversation to end, and we discussed the Book of Ruth and the Book of Job. But that's okay. Boy, go ahead.
Okay. So you gonna see her again, right? I assume.
Yeah,
You gonna see y'all gonna see each other again.
But you're supposed to be
Okay.
dating someone else too. You're supposed to be going on another date.
Yeah, you got another date. You're supposed to go
You
with
have to
somebody
do
else.
three. You have to do
True.
3 days.
True.
No,
And with my
it's gonna get
schedule the last
confusing.
week,
It's just get confusing.
with my schedule the last week, that hasn't really been feasible.
Right,
That hasn't been feasible.
That's all right. I mean,
'cause
you got time
I
though.
was gonna actually ask that question. Like, how is it possible? Why do people do that? When you meet someone and you actually have that connection with that person and you like that person, y'all vibing off each other.
But
What is the other dates necessary? Why is that stuff necessary?
because to me sometimes, and I can agree and disagree, but a lot of the times you will become blind to what you really need to see. So that other date sometimes help you open. It keeps your eyes open so you don't get laser focused on the lights. It keeps your perspective a little wider.
Okay.
So
That's why men do that. Women don't.
We don't.
Women like, okay, I like him. I'll just no.
Yeah.
Gotta date different people.
Yeah.
yeah.
We take breaks in between and
No, but I mean she's good people though. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Who paid for the meal?
See what happens, right?
No, I paid. That's the way I was raised. You go out.
Did
no.
she pull out a wallet?
She did.
Did she say she wanted to do the tip?
No.
I'm good. Boy.
Well,
I'm
no.
good.
yeah.
Let me go
You
get
gotta cover the whole thing.
these. I'm
Yeah.
putting,
No.
I'm putting these
But-
J. Renee's on layaway.
But that's what I'm saying. The way I was raised, you go out on a date.
men's pay.
Man,
I know. I mean that's cool and everything, but I still bring out my wallet. I'm like, oh, I can pay, and then if you don't put it away, I'm like, okay, cool.
Thank
I don't want
you.
to break anyone. I mean, I'm not trying to belittle him. No. But I mean, at least I'll do the tip.
That's a compliment, though. I consider that to be a compliment, though. If a man actually takes it upon himself nowadays to pay or put his best foot forward or whatever, open the door for you, just say thank you.
You know, that's one thing I cannot understand because men that don't open doors anymore, and women that walk through the door when they open it and don't at least say thank you.
Thank you.
They've never seen their fathers open doors for their mothers, and they.
That's not true. Let me. Wow.
My thing was
No. She said, what you say?
Yeah, come on. Because the reason men they've never seen their fathers open the doors for their mothers, so the guys don't know how to open doors. The guys don't know how to tie ties. You know what I'm saying? The guys don't know how to bathe.
Yeah, but that's still, some of that stuff comes from mama too, though. You know, your mothering skills. Mothers can teach that, instill that into a boy.
But you know, a mother
cannot teach a boy how to be a man.
Right,
a mother cannot. You can teach him some of the traits.
The respect level and some of the morals.
No, I'm sorry. Because and I'm gonna break it down to you like this. A mother can tell a boy how to be a man, but she can't teach him how to be a man, because men and women communicate differently. So what a man hears and what a man says are two totally different things. A woman can have a 3-hour conversation. Two men can sit down and have that same conversation in 10 minutes and give you the exact same information. So therefore, when a mother is talking to a man, a young boy, she's gonna be all over the place, and it's gonna go in one ear and out the other. Because as men, our attention span is short, so you have to grab our attention and keep it. And if you don't, you gonna lose us, and whatever you say gonna go in one ear, out the other. So a mother cannot teach a boy how to be a man. I'm sorry, it just cannot happen. You can tell him, but you cannot teach him. The only way he can be taught is by another man.
You don't think it can be shown?
By another man.
I mean, it's kind of like,
so it can't be shown by the mother.
I think that
it's like little boys pen. You can show him the mechanics, but until he knows the what do you call it?
Shake twice before you
shake twice.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell them all day long, but then most women who have little boys who don't have fathers around, the boys are always sitting down on the toilet, which unnerves me. Because that's just not natural. Even though you tell him to stand up, he's got to see other men stand up. It's just innate. Just like when you have daughters, your daughter is going to look at you as you put on your perfume, as you put on your slip, as you put on your dresses, how to take care of yourself, how you bathe, how you wash, what do you do, how you take care of yourself. So
that too, and one thing that I would say, just coming from a single parent household, is that there are a lot of different things, that my mom had to step in to do. I mean, of course, but I did not learn the way to be an actual man on how to treat people, respect, as a man would respect. Not because there's a difference between respecting people and having a man's respect to me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because a man's respect is don't hit your woman.
That's right.
Provide for your household.
Right.
Go get it for yourself.
Right.
A lot of men, and I'm sorry by my brothers, I love you, but a lot of guys, a lot of us that come from single parent households are the most spoiled and emotional.
yes.
And so what happens is we have to learn how to overcome, being so emotional about things, and learning how to literally stand up in your chest and be a man. That is a hard thing to do for a guy if he does not have the tools to be a man.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this too, and I don't know where I'm going here though, but and just because a guy is raised in a household by a woman doesn't make him gay.
Right.
If a man is, because I know a few feminine guys that's not gay. That's just feminine, but they like women.
Right.
And you know, and that's like one of the prime examples. See, and I want us to talk about that one day, masculinity versus femininity. I want us to talk about that one day because there are a lot of masculine women where they love men.
Okay.
You know, they love, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and so the thing is that we have to be able to know and understand that as a race of people, and I'm just using the black race, as a race of people, we cannot continue to step on these connotations on how a real man's supposed to look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and we got it twisted on how men are supposed to look, how they're supposed to act, how they're supposed to dress. The only thing that we should be looking at is how they treat their fellow man, how they treat their family, and do you have any kind of spiritual morals about yourself? Whether your spiritual morals, whatever they are you being a productive person? Are you being a productive human being in your life? And before we go to break, I just want to say to you, Miss Too Sweet, thank you so much for coming today.
Yes, thank you.
You know, we appreciate that shit. We do. Listen, you're welcome to come on the Master Gas Talk Show anytime.
But we're gonna need an update. Make sure that divorce happens.
We gonna definitely need an update. I'll be getting updates for you.
This right quick,
you sure can. Go ahead.
Okay, before y'all go to break or whatever. Okay, I'm not condoning the side pieces, side chicks, or whatever. I'm not condoning everything that they do, but I understand that there are different levels of said side women. Right. You know, some come from a scandalous level of, you know, being with a married person. Some come from a very loving and caring level. And actually wanting to have something with this person. So let's just not look and categorize, put everybody in the same category. That was my perspective.
Gotcha.
That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, well, listen, we appreciate you for coming on the Master Gas Talk Radio. We're going to go into our last break, and when we come back, we're going to be expressing our final thoughts and our show recap on the show. So we will be right back after these words.